Okay, Madam Speaker, thank you, thank you for affording me the opportunity to contribute to the debate on the 2018-2019 estimates. And Madam Speaker, I must clearly state that there is no issue more important than the housing issue post Hurricane Maria. And it seems that Prime Minister Skerrit understands that by virtue of his cabinet reshuffle, he accepted the responsibility as housing minister. And there was a second minister assigned to that portfolio, which is Honorable Drygo. And Madam Speaker, under their combined watch, an amount of $2.8 million was allocated for the Roseau North constituency for home renovation and rebuilding. From that $2.8 million, Madam Speaker, $2.07 million have already been distributed, handed out in Roseau North, Madam Speaker, by Senator Blanchard. Now, Prime Minister Skerrit, in responding to a question in this Honorable House on the 1st of May 2018, he explained that the request for assistance post-Maria would be done by direct representation by affected persons, referrals by the Ministry of Social Services, the parliamentary representatives, or the local government authorities. So my question is, Madam Speaker, under the housing program, if the parliamentary representative, if it is factual that representation by the Parliament will be honored, why is it that from the 2nd of June 2018, I actually delivered 270 requisitions for building materials for residents of Roseau North as follows: Pottersville, 26, Stock Farm, 45, Goodwill, 65, Fokole, 77, Belvirol, 2, Yampis, 20, Louisville, 7, Tarishpit, 13, Gotta Village, 14, to make up a total of 271, as I said. Now, after hand delivering these requisition forms, I've followed up every week to get a different answer. Why is it that residents of Roseau North can be honored, not even with a nail based on those requests? And Prime Minister said, yes, he's honoring the request of parliamentary representative. It is clear to me, as the largest constituency on island, the constituency paying the highest level of tax and VAT by virtue of the sheer number of residents and by virtue of the number of businesses located in Roseau North. I'm wondering, why is it these requests can't be honored? Now, I'm saying to this Honorable House, Madam Speaker, this is my final request to this government for assistance. Final request. And that is my final request before the people of Dominica, after 18 years of mismanagement, will finally say that enough is enough. Agriculture died under your watch. Tourism neglected. Ross University abandoned for promises of a Las Vegas trip. Morocco Hotel sidelined for 10 years. Coffee plant dumped. The abattoir, a white elephant. Coconut products in limbo. Geothermal, a bottomless pit experiment to the tune of $100 million and counting. Now it's time for fresh minds, fresh legs, fresh ideas. This almost two-decade experiment has failed. Dominica needs to breathe again. Now, Madam Speaker, on matters of health, we have a national emergency of epic proportion affecting every family in Dominica. Cancer is killing our youth, middle-aged and elderly. Dominica ranks third in the world for the rate of cancer deaths. We need to call on the World Health Organization for immediate help. We need expert researchers to tell us whether our food, our water, our lifestyle is killing us. Every one of us know a cancer death in our family. In my view, this is Dominica's #1 health priority, to find why cancer is killing us. So too, diabetes and related illnesses. We have, Madam Speaker, an exodus of nurses leaving the health service. We must look closely at giving incentives to our nurses and health professionals. Yes, we appreciate the assistance of Cuba, but this does not solve the problem. The United Workers' Party government will implement a special package for nurses, which will be attractive enough to keep our nurses on island. In Dominica today, we disrespect our doctors and nurses. Our Dominican consultants and specialist doctors at home and abroad, they want to help. We must bring back our Dominican specialists and keep in the service all those serving. Dominicans are ready to contribute towards a health plan, an insurance plan for all, which will give us health services for Dominicans, by Dominicans, paid for through monetary contributions matched by the government. There is no issue bigger than the health of our nation, and we've got to get it right. It is unacceptable and impractical to attempt to fly out of state nationals for health services, which rightly should be done in Dominica. As we speak, the roof at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Madam Speaker, has not been completely repaired since Hurricane Maria. International Airport. Madam Speaker, I'm looking for allocations for the much talked about International Airport. Have you seen it, Madam Speaker? I can't see it, Madam Speaker.
I haven't seen it, but I'll tell you what there's a rule about.
Yeah.
Tedious and repetitive statements. Now, it is not only tedious about the person speaking it, but of other people's statements. Now, that's a rule. Now, that I know of.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Madam
So be guided by that.
Thank you. So, Madam Speaker, where is it? Where will that project
The rule
be
you're talking
located?
about?
Where is the EIA?
Oh,
What is the proposed cost? Where is the site? What is the funding plan? We have had 4 promises of international airports, 1 for each upcoming election since the year 2000. Ross University is waiting for the implementation of this fantasy airport. And speaking of Ross, Madam Speaker, total investment for Ross University, $1 billion. The airline business associated with Ross is waiting. Car rentals, food courts and restaurants in Portsmouth, shops and supermarkets, farmers, homeowners, guest houses, hotels, lilac-colored villas, Ross physical infrastructure, the banking sector, the staff of Ross University, local lecturers, utility companies' investments, the Wasco, Domlec flow. I understand that Domlec's biggest customer is Ross University. Madam Speaker, a bird in the hand investment ready to be given up by a distracted PAL rep and negligent Prime Minister. I'm hearing administrators of Ross flew into Dominica by private jet, and for 4 hours they were waiting on Prime Minister's carriage. Too busy to speak with the administrators of Ross. People of Portsmouth, is this how Prime Minister Skerrit have your back? He said he's going to turn Portsmouth into a Las Vegas strip. But, Madam Speaker, the people of Portsmouth have their bird in their hand, which is Ross University, and Prime Minister Skerrit is attempting to give that away. Banks are on the verge of seizing properties in Portsmouth, yet Prime Minister Skerrit wants to give Ross away. People of Portsmouth, it's time to stand for yourself. Minister Douglas won't stand for you. Prime Minister Skerrit won't stand for you. Mike Douglas of blessed memory is turning in his grave. You must stand for yourself before it is too late. Or is it too late? You must answer that question, the people of Portsmouth.
Have you asked the
Elections, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's almost 2 decades Dominicans have been waiting for electoral reform. We heard the Independent Electoral Commission announcing a voter verification project to begin on the 2nd of July 2018. It's now 3 weeks later.
Madam Speaker, may I rise on a point of order, please?
Nothing since.
Madam Speaker, may I rise on a point of order, please?
The member has risen on a
Madam Speaker,
point.
as a colleague parliamentarian, I sat back and wanted to afford the member a certain latitude, being that we debating the budget. But the member is obviously in contradiction with the rules of the House. You started speaking about Ross
You rose on a
University,
point
there is
of
no
order. You
mention.
haven't told me which standing order yet. Eh?
Madam Speaker, under section 43(6), Madam Speaker, a member cannot be engaged in tedious and repetitive arguments, Madam Speaker. And irrelevant, Madam Speaker. A member must speak. A member must speak on the bill before the House, Madam Speaker. A member must address the bill before the House.
I will have just a minute.
Madam Speaker, if I may quote,
Yes.
from the House. No member, Madam Speaker, shall, Madam Speaker, 43. Yeah. Yeah, Madam.
Check my time, Madam Speaker, please.
Madam Speaker, the member is obviously in breach of the standing orders of the House, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, order. Madam Speaker, content of speeches, Madam Speaker. Okay? Subject to the provisions of the standing orders, debate upon any motion, bill, or amendment shall be relevant to such motion. Madam Speaker, where is the relevance of Ross University in all this argument? Where is the relevance, Madam Speaker?
University long time.
Madam Speaker, where is the relevance of this, Madam Speaker?
I am ruling. I have to agree with the member. I think you have gone on a. I am going.
Ross University long time. I'm not on Ross University. I'm on election. D28. That's where I am. D28, not Ross.
Yeah, but
I've left Ross. I know you don't like that subject, but I've left it. I'm finished with Ross.
and you're rising to. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker.
But it must be relevant.
I'm on
eh?
elections, not Ross University. I've long left Ross University. Seems to be hurting a few. So, Madam Speaker, we heard the Independent Electoral Commission announcing a voter verification project to begin the 2nd of July. 3 weeks later, and we've heard nothing. Madam Speaker, I'm calling on the government to provide the funding for that project. Dominicans' patience is running out. Elections observers have appealed to the government over 3 election cycles to institute electoral reform. This has fallen on deaf ears. Dominica's population, 50,000 after Maria. Voter register, 72,000. This is unacceptable. It must be fixed now. Give me any statistics that can counter what I'm saying. There must never be another election in Dominica.
The member.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
I'm going to tell you, you should be able to substantiate when you quote statistics. You've just made a statement there. You said there's 50 people since the hurricane. Are you able to substantiate that?
Madam Speaker, if you check with the International Organization for Migration, who have declared how many persons have left the country, that's how I work out my mathematics. That's all.
Oh my.
So, but I move on, Madam Speaker. If you have any
Okay,
other
the
source,
member says he's
I
moving
quoted
on. Let
my
him move
source,
on, please.
International Organization for Migration.
That's
If you have another
simply
source,
not true.
let me have it. There must never be another election in Dominica without electoral reform. The stated mission statement of the Electoral Office is, and I quote, to maintain an accurate register of electors, serve the public with efficiency and impartiality, and maintain the integrity of the electoral process, unquote. That's the mandate of the Electoral Office, geothermal, Madam Speaker, C-1704. Dominica's geothermal project, price tag $100 million and counting. Beneficiaries, bankers, well-placed lawyers and advisors. Job created for ordinary citizens, 0. Impact, man-made environmental disaster for residents of Loda, Rosa Valley, and the city of Rosa. Dominica's prime tourism product, the freshwater lake, Trafalgar Falls, warm water spas. For more than 1 decade, we are hearing about geothermal. This wasted $100 million geothermal experiment, Madam Speaker, and an environmental catastrophe waiting to happen could have been different had you listened to the United Workers' Party. You would have invested that money on solar, wind, and mini hydro, and this is what our government will do. C-1622, Madam Speaker, that's the new Goodwill Secondary School, cost $22,468,856. I'm assuming, Madam Speaker, that the new Goodwill Secondary School will be a climate-smart school capable of serving as a hurricane shelter for a significant segment of the Rosa North constituency, inclusive of Pottersville, Lower and Upper Goodwill, Stock Farm, and Yampis. Rosa North is the most populous constituency, and the issue of hurricane shelter is a serious matter. C-1932, rehabilitation of the Goodwill Primary School. This project also, Madam Speaker, needs to take into consideration the need to hurricane-proof that building as well. We also see allocations for renovation of the Geneva playing field, C-1834, renovation of Collio playing field, C-1835, renovation Massac playing field, C-1836, tennis and netball courts, Portsmouth. But the largest constituency on island, with the highest concentration of youth, gets not 1 cent for rehabilitation of playing fields in this budget. Pottersville was destroyed, and I see nothing in this budget for restoration. Rosa North is taking note. Lindo Park playing field and Stock Farm was left to deteriorate beyond imagination. Fokole youth have no place to recreate. Even the National Multi-Sports Complex was put on hold in this budget. So too the National Gymnasium, C-1523 and C-1723 respectively. This government clearly does not see the importance of sports in a country's development. Prime Minister Skerrit have tried his best, but your best have failed. Your high-paid advisors have failed you. Your cabinet have failed you by not telling you the truth. The 21 nurses leaving the service are disappointed in you. Top-notch Dominican doctors right here and others in the diaspora are waiting to contribute and come back home. You've promised us 4 international airports in 18 years, 1 for every election since 2000. But these were election fantasies, not reality. Now, not even you believe you can deliver. You've now switched to a Las Vegas in Portsmouth and a cruise village in God knows where. In a population of 50,000 people, the youth are looking to run away from the worst performing economy in the Caribbean. Only a United Workers' Party government can fix that. It's out with the old and in with the new. Dominicans are tired of you. Your cabinet is tired. You are tired. It's time for fresh ideas, fresh legs, fresh blood, a new economy not reliant on the sale of passports only, but hard work. We will deliver working closely with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Yes, we can, and we will. Thank you very much.